the island of Sodor, a small but very special place just off the coast of England, home of the Northwestern Railway. Everywhere on Sodor, engines work hard to be responsible, reliable, and really useful. And there's nothing more than anything the engines like to be than really useful. Whether it's working at the docks, or shunting about in the yards, or even if it's working on the much smaller railways of the island. But no matter the job, the engines are much happier to live on Sodor.
How about a race, Thomas?
Okay, Bertie, let's race.
First one to the next station wins.
Oh no, not again.
Oh, honestly, Bertie, I wish you would be more careful.
Those two never change, do they? I can do it. I know I can win.
Oh, hello, Thomas.
Good morning, Mrs. Kindly. Ha ha ha! I win again, Bertie. That's 5 in a row this week.
Okay, you win, Thomas. I can never get over that hill fast enough.
Haha! And the winner of this grand race and still the #1 engine of everything he does is none other than...
Thomas the Tank Engine!
Uh-oh.
What did I tell you about having a race with Bertie?
Not to race at dangerous speeds.
That's right. You know how the passengers feel about being bounced around like peas in a frying pan. And that goes for you too, Bertie.
Sorry, sir.
Oh, it's just as well. The branch line will have to be closed until further notice.
What? No, please, sir. I promise I'll behave. Don't take away my branch line.
Now, settle down, Thomas. Let me explain. This is for another reason. You see, I've received numerous complaints from the passengers about bumpy travels. So I took a ride on your train, and up to the point before you started your race, I've noticed how bumpy the tracks are getting. It's getting to that time again when we'll have to replace the rails. So I'll have to find another job for you while the line is closed for repairs. Bertie can look after your passengers.
Oh, yes, sir. I understand.
Honestly, Thomas, when are you going to learn? You have to be more responsible and less of a cheeky engine. It was one thing when you first had your race as Bertie back then, but this is getting way out of hand.
Who was that?
Good job, boys. Keep up the good work.
Oh no, it's him.
After everything we've been through, you two still treat me like a silly little engine.
We were only looking out for you, Thomas. We didn't mean to upset you, but you do tend to get carried away. Besides, we were going to tell you about the buckled tracks, but then you laced Bertie before you were about to.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Thomas?
Where's Percy? He should have been here by now. He's gonna make me late if he doesn't get...
Thomas?
Cinders and ashes, a monster!
It's okay, Thomas. I think he's gone now.
Whoa, what was that thing? It looked like a diesel engine.
Sorry I'm late, Thomas. I was held up at the station and then Thomas? Is there something wrong?
I don't know, Percy, but I did see something that made my wheels wobble.
With Harvey away to repair the tracks on Thomas's branch line, this new engine shall do his job of trackside maintenance to help keep our railway clean and tidy.
I just know it's going to be one of those mainland diesels who thinks they're better than any of us.
Oh, I doubt that, Gordon. I'm sure he'll be friendly like Boko, Salty, and Mavis.
Or maybe it'll be big and scary with a claw on its roof.
Oh, Henry, that's ridiculous. There's no such thing as a diesel with a claw on its roof. Actually, James, I think he's right. Because look what's coming!
Ah, yes. You must be the new engine. What's your name?
Indeed I am, sir. They call me Diesel 10.
Diesel to 10? What does a 10 mean?
It means 10 out of 10. I was the 10th of my class to be built.
Oh, you don't say.
Well, actually, my real name is Bruce, but I like Diesel 10 much better. It sounds more unique.
Why do you have a claw on top of you?
That claw, Henry, happens to be the ideal tool necessary for picking up things close to the tracks, such as tree branches or even derelict parts.
I like to call it Pinchy because it pinches when it grabs. Say hello, Pinchy.
Ahem. Okay, Diesel 10, I think we get the point. Now then, why don't you and, Pinchy go and clean up the yards near the shed to get started?
Yes, sir. Right away. What are you looking at, Tin Kettle?
Oh, nothing. I was just wondering if you need any help.
I don't need any help from some old puffball, but there is something you could do. Give yourself a scrap! Can't stay to chat though, I've got work to do. Come on, Pinchy. Well, what do we have here? A little green goblin on 4 wheels who only pulls so few trucks.
Goblin, now you listen here.
I'm all ears.
I'm more like a green caterpillar with red stripes.
Good to know. So long.
You're that diesel with the claw who gave me a fright earlier.
Yeah, and what's it to you, Puffball?
Puffball? Now wait just a minute.
Just ignore him, Thomas. Besides, that's not even the real problem here.
He's right, so move your big can opener. You're holding us up.
I would if I could, Scuffy boy, but I can't.
Well, somebody had better move him or we'll all be late. Well, it's about time.
I had a feeling I'd find you two here on this railway. Thanks for pushing me out of the way, Splodge.
I hate it when he calls us that.
Splodge? Wait, does he know those two?
That claw on him makes him seem like some sort of super diesel.
He's more like a monster. That claw looked like a pair of teeth that could bite into my boiler.
And he's a bully. Every time he passes one of us, he snaps his claw at us and calls us names.
I don't understand why the Fat Control would even bring such a brute to Sodor. He's obviously got it out for us. Most diesels do. Most diesels, Thomas. But engines like Salty, Mavis, Boko, Dennis, Bear, and even Daisy are good and not like the ones on the mainland. Besides, it's best if we not think about it too much. Maybe we should try talking about something else. That should help.
But what did we talk about? All we can think of is that big scary Diesel 10.
Well, maybe one of us could tell a story.
Now there's an idea. A story is just where we need to get our minds off that big brute.
Well then, that settles it. Does anyone have a good story to tell?
How about the story about my trip to London years ago?
No way!
Come on,
We've all
Gordon.
heard it before.
Well, I've got one. In fact, this is one story I've never told anyone before.
Really?
What's it about?
Actually, it's not so much a story. It's more like a legend. It's called The Legend of the Lost Engine. It was during the time of the Golden Jubilee. A special engine was built in honor of Her Majesty Queen Victoria. The engine's name was Laby. She was a very special engine with a smokebox and trims made of gold. She was also a very helpful and kind engine, always willing to work no matter the job. She mostly took passengers, but she especially escorted the Queen on her travels around Britain. Eventually, Lady was sold to the Sodor and Mainland Railway, which was what the Northwestern Railroad was called back in those days. She didn't mind that a bit. She was just happy to be really useful wherever she was, and she was very popular with the other engines there. She was even quick to make friends with the hanging on the narrow gauge railway like Starlowy and Reneas. She was even granted her very own branch line with 3 coaches. For many years she looked after the line and never even had one accident. But one day, everything changed. As she was backing into a row of stone trucks, she couldn't stop, and then she pushed an engine into a set of buffers. The buffers broke apart, and the engine was pushed further off the truss and into a line-side hut. Then Lady ran away. Later that same day, a strange man spoke to the railway controller and made an offer for Lady. The controller accepted and promised to deliver her to the scrapyard the very next day. However, she never went to the scrapyard the next day. It was a mystery to everyone. That night, Lady was sleeping in the shed like normal, but the next morning, she disappeared, vanished without a trace.
Why? What happened to her?
That's just it, Percy. No one knew. They searched all over the island and parts of the mainland, but found nothing. Some believe she ran away in the middle of the night and fell off a dock into the sea. Others thought she never even existed and it was all just their imagination. But I believe she's still out there somewhere. She might even still be on the island, in a place none of us have ever been to before.
Stuff and nonsense. An engine just can't disappear and remain hidden for so long.
Oh, what about Bertram? Toby found him at the old mine. And what about Great Waterton? Thomas found that. Just imagine, a lost engine. It would certainly be amazing if we could find her.
Thomas, you don't actually believe such an engine exists, do you? Edward was just trying to entertain us. There's no such thing as an engine with gold trims.
If Edward says there is such an engine, there is. Besides, when have you ever known Edward to make up stories? I know I can find her if I tried.
Ha! I could find that engine easily if she was real. I can find just about anything if necessary.
Really? Like the time you found scary Jack Frost?
It's good to know there are other leaders on this island beside me and Splodge.
Thomas, can you take that old truck to the works? It's been here for a while and taking up space.
You wouldn't say that if you had actually abused me every once in a while, you old chuffer.
And I don't care much for its attitude. Just be careful, Thomas. That one to me very troublesome.
Come on. Is this the best you can do? A turtle can move faster than this.
Shut up! You're doing this on purpose. I'll show you.
Come on, Thomas. We're almost there. You can do it. Silly little Thomas. Can't even get up the hill with one single truck. How embarrassing.
It's not funny.
Not again!
Now it's funny. So how many times has it been this year?
I actually lost count after 75.
Okay, Thomas, let's try again.
I won't go.
Oh, no, you don't. Almost there. That didn't sound good.
Runaway truck!
On, faster.
Huh? What the?
Uh-oh.
That didn't sound good either. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. The truck just...
Why, you little!
Thomas, run!
Look
out, Edward! He's after me!
Why is he in such a rush? And who's after him?
I'll get you, you little blue puffball! Come back here!
Oh my.
I'll knock your slurry boiler right off the tracks! You'll have to slow down eventually.
Thomas!
What was that thing?
Keep your claw away from me! I said I was sorry!
Sorry, isn't good enough!
Leave him alone, you big metal monster.
I've got you now! You got up lucky this time, Puffball, but next time I'll make sure you don't get away. You hear me? You're scrap metal, shrimp!
It's okay, Thomas. I don't think he's after us anymore. We're safe now. Thank goodness. Did you see what he tried to do to me with that claw? I don't feel safe with him on the island. Where exactly are we on the island? This looks like an old depot, but it doesn't look like anyone's been here in a long time. I haven't seen one of those things in a while.
Hello? Is anyone out there?
Who said that? Are you a ghost?
A ghost? Heavens no. Although, if I was a ghost, I'd be more afraid of you.
Can you see any water in there? Yes, but it's very brown and full of rust chippings, and there's pond scum. Yuck! I'm not drinking that. There's someone who would like to meet you, Thomas.
You must be Thomas. Your driver told me about you. It's nice to see another engine after so many years. My name is Lady.